Alright everyone, so this is the Jewelry Bonnie game, and I know I haven't been really doing this for most of the videos I've been doing when I play these decks. It's pretty much a little deck profile before I go into the actual game. I know I haven't really been doing them. I just kind of forget to show off the deck before I play it. So this is Jewelry Bonnie. Of course I'm running the 5-drop Cavendish. I'm running 4 of him. Nice Dawn restand, plus not to mention it's a 6k swing. And on play you get to restand the 2 Dawns, so like, you know, that's a good Dawn left over for Bonnie's ability. I'm running both Apus for 2Ks. My last 2K is Izo. I'm running 3 of the 8-drop Kids and 3 of the 10-drop Dofis. Nice, you know, big body blockers pretty much because one freezes them, one stops it from attacking anything else. So nice big body stuff to help you pretty much sustain. Rosinante because he's playable off of the Kid ability, not to mention he can stop anything from being KO'd through effects as long as they're rested. So he's not bad to have in here to play off of Kid and to protect anything else you want that's rested. But most likely you're using him to protect the Kid. I'm running 3 of the Hody Jones because he's just a nice situational optional, you know, rush to have to get that final swing in or that extra swing in. You do have to minus a life, you know, you take a card from your life in order to use his ability. But it really kind of helps against, like, if you're in the mirror match of Jewelry Bonnie, because most Jewelry Bonnies, you know, every Jewelry Bonnie is going to have that 1 Dawn left over. So you play the Hody Jones to rest a Dawn and rest a character. Probably rest one of their blockers, most likely. So he's just nice to have a nice situational extra swing in. And he's Resh, so yeah. Playing your Rouge, 4 of him, because he's a nice 4-drop blocker that also helps you restand a Dawn at the end of your turn. Jewelry Bonnie, she's like a nice mini Dofi for 1 card, right? She's a nice mini 10-drop Dofi for 1 card. I'm running 3 of the Basil Hawkins. He's a very situational blocker, but a really good blocker that Green really needed to stop, you know, removal. Like, Green really needed a removal stopping card that helps them because Green's all about setup. So he's just a nice card to have, especially since he's a 7k blocker. He's a card that can't be removed from play once per turn, which is great against blue or black or even red, because most of the time those colors only have 1 answer to remove something from board, and if they try to remove it, you get to rest something of theirs. So he's just a really nice situational blocker you can have on board if you don't have anything to play later. Like if you still have your Cavendish on board, you still have your Rouge on board, he's just a nice card to have. If you don't have anything else to summon, you're already pretty much mid setup. Next up is Bartolomeo, 4 of him. He's good to play off of Kid. He's also good to help you hand cycle because most of the things you have is resting through abilities. Because when you rest something through an ability is when Bardo's ability kicks off, to where you draw a card, discard a card. So you're playing him off of Eustace Kid, or you're just raw summoning him, you know, if you're going first. He really helps with the J-Bond though, the 1-drop J-Bond that helps you search, which is getting rested. So you pretty much get to draw 2 cards if you already have Jewelry Bonnie out and Bardo out. We already went over the Apu, he's just the 2k. And then I'm just running 2 of the Trafalgar Law restands from the starter deck, the worst generation starter deck. Because he's very situational and really good to have, because again, if you have Cavendish on board, that's something you can restand, get 2 Dawn back, and then you restand him, get another 2 Dawn back. You can restand the Jewelry Bonnie. That helps you pretty much get an extra swing in. You can restand the Rouge if you want to swing with a blocker, because if you swing with him, then restand him, you get a blocker on your opponent's turn, not to mention you also got to swing with him on your turn, and then he still gets you that extra Dawn back at the end of your turn. So yeah, he's just very situational. That's why I only run 2 of them. Plus he's counterable. Not a bad Supernova counter that has a good ability that helps your other Supernovas. So yeah, that's going to be it for the deck profile. Let's get right into the video. That was a pretty hefty, detailed explanation of the deck. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so this is the game. We're going up against a red-purple Luffy. This game did kind of take a little bit because the opponent was kind of taking his time. I don't know what he was taking his time on. To be honest, this Luffy kind of plays the same as every other Luffy that plays, like every Luffy that plays this, every person that plays this Luffy plays the same way. You're just ramping a lot to get to your big bodies fast enough, and yeah, like a Zorojuro, you're always gonna see Zorojuro, so I don't know what took him so long. So right here, I just summon your Rouge to get that nice start off of restanding my Dawn, and he has to attack with 1. Of course, he's gonna attack with Zorojuro to get that Dawn ramp, which means he has to get his leader rested. So that's fine by me. You know, ramp all you want, it's fine. I'll be able to rest your leader so you can't get that 6k swing off. You attack with your leader, you're not getting your ramp off, so take your pick. I just know next turn I'll have Cavendish out, which lets me restand 2 Dawn, and then I get to attack with leader, and then your Rouge will let me get that 1 Dawn back. I do forget, in certain plays I do forget about the Rouge restand, so I'll always have, sometimes I'll have like 2 Dawn up at the end of my turn, so That's just something I always kind of forget about. Right here he swings 6 to 5, and I just choose to out counter with the 2K. He plays another Zoro. That's fine by me. Ramp as much as you want. Like I said, these Luffys all play the same. That's why I don't know why he took so long in his turns. Like, he just summoned another Zoro to ramp again. So right here I play the Cavendish. I attach all 3 to swing at the Zoro, and then I end my turn. I restand my 1 Don. Like, again, same turn again. He's going to swing. I rest something, so on and so on. And I think I do play into the Basil Hawkins on my next turn, which is perfect because if he tries to remove it, I get to rest something of his. So, you know, it depends on what he plays. He is at his, I think, 9 Don turn already. Big surprise. Like I said, all the Luffys play the same. Like, dude, you're either summoning out a Kid, you're summoning out a Kaido, or you're summoning out a Whitebeard. Like, those are the only 3 targets unless you're that one that one Monkey D Luffy that runs the 10 drop Luffy or the 10 drop Kaido, or even now you're running the 9 drop Mom. It's like the 3 main ones you're gonna see out of Purple Red Luffy is Kaido, Whitebeard, Kid, because the Kid boosts, the Whitebeard boosts, and then the Kaido rushes and KO something. So like it's I don't know what took him so long. He swings 8 into my leader. I choose to rest the Zoro, and I just choose to take it. I don't have any counter for it, so I have to take it. So whatever. Right there, like I said, Kid, Whitebeard, or Kaido. He played into the Kid. Like I said, I don't know what took him so long in his turns. I really don't. I play into Basil Hawkins. I swing. What do I swing? I swing 7 into the Zoro, and then I just swing. I swing 6, forgetting that he's boosted up to 7. So I don't swing with my Cavendish because I didn't want to lose him yet. So I just choose to end turn and, you know, get the Dawn back with your Rouge, which is fine. And I have a pretty stacked hand for big bodies too. I have a Hody Jones, I have a Eustace Kid, and I have a Doflamingo for freezing. So I have a pretty good hand. Not to mention I have extra Rouges for blockers, but I'm doing pretty good on blocking right now. So I could use them for counter, and I could play my other Basil Hawkins, which means I could rest 2 things next turn if he tries to remove them, because it's not once per copy, it's just once per turn on the card. So like if you have 2 Basil Hawkins out and they try to remove both, then you get to activate the ability twice. Right here he swings at me with Kid to use the ability, which is fine because, you know, I get to rest the leader now. Even if he minuses, he can't swing with the leader 7k. So yeah, I use the ability, rest it, and I block it and out counter to 9. And he either plays, again, the Whitebeard or the Kaido, because I definitely know he's not playing anything like the Big Mom stuff with red purple Luffy. So like I'm not dealing with, you know, getting something put at the bottom of my life or something like that. So yeah, he's at his 10 Dawn turn. He's taking his time. I don't know why, but you know, like I'm not even playing the deck. And like it's not gonna take me that long. You either play Queens, you probably either play the 5-drop Kid, or you go for the big body play. And like I said, Whitebeard, Kaido, Kid. He played Whitebeard. Big surprise. I don't get why people take so long on their turns, dude. I just don't. I really just don't get it. So right here, I'm just reviewing my options. Best I could do is another blocker, which is going to be Hawkins. Either that or I go for the Rush. And I'm still learning this deck because it just came out, and I haven't played it. I play Hawkins, I swing, you know, 9 to 8 at the Kid. I wasn't really going for life yet, not really needed. I just want to clear board, waste some cards out of his hand, just so he doesn't have more cards in hand to when he, you know, has big bodies out, because if he has big bodies out, he has a lot of cards in hand, he's able to out-counter all the big body. He's able to out-counter stuff with the big body. So I didn't want to have him have a lot of cards in hand. Plus, you know, next turn he swings with everything. I get to play Dofi and freeze everything. So not bad. Now, he only has 4 cards in hand. He either plays another Whitebeard, or he plays Kaido, or he plays some blockers, who knows. He swings at my Cavendish. I use the ability to rest the kid so he can't swing with it and use leader ability, or use kid ability to boost leader, and I just waste one of my Basil Hawkins. I didn't really need 2 out on the board. He was just, again, he's just a nice card, like I said in the deck profile, to play if you have nothing else to play. So having 2 on board is not bad. So he's just another option to have if you have nothing else to play. So now he has only his leader swing. That's not boosted because he can't swing with kid now. And I have my own useless kid in my hand ready, but I choose to play Dofi because it'll freeze my stuff, and you know, next turn then I can play my useless kid. Then he can't swing anything else. He chooses to go with Dragon, which is totally fine. You know, that's another rush. That's actually, I didn't think about Dragon because, you know, Dragon did just come out, and he would be good for Luffy because it's a rush card that gives more Dawn. Right here, I just resolved the attack. I didn't really need Cavendish anymore. So right here, he goes 9. I think I just choose to take it right here. I got a Jewelry Bonnie off of it. It's perfect. And you know what? He has 3 big bodies on board. That works out perfectly fine by me because now I have Dofi to freeze 3 of his biggest bodies, which is perfect. And then I choose to swing with 7-6. I didn't really need the Basil Hawkins anymore, so I just choose to go for the swing. And then I use the ability to restand a Dawn. So, even if he swings up my Basil Hawkins, I have some good counter in hand. I have 2 2Ks. I have a Jewelry Bonnie I don't really need anymore. But I can play it off of the Useless Kid, which is what I think I do next turn. Which is not bad because I pretty much get a free search because instead of paying 2, I pay 1 to search. But he actually plays Law, which got rid of my Hody Jones and Bonnie. Didn't really need Hody Jones, didn't really need Bonnie. They were kind of just options, right? In case I want the extra swing or in case I want search. Which is totally fine, totally fine. I'm just glad he didn't get rid of the Captain Kid off of that ability. Now he's working with 6 Dawn. He has a 6k swing. If he swings, I rest the Law. But he uses the ability to go up by 1 Dawn. He just gets that extra Dawn because that's how leader ability works. So, yeah. He only has 4 cards in hand. He's taking his time. He's taking his time, you know. 6 minutes left in the recording because that's just how long this guy took. He plays into a Bond Clay because, you know, it's not a bad play for him because I do have a 10k body on board, which helps him a lot. Now, he didn't swing because he knew I would just rest the Bond Clay and swing at it. Right here, I play into Useless Kid, and I luckily drew into a Bartolomeo, which is a blocker I can play on board. So what I do is I actually swing at leader, and then I think I swing my Doflamingo at the Kid. If not the Kid, then I swing at something else, but either way, I think he does block the swing. He takes the life swing, but right here I swing 7, like I said, I swing 10 into Kid. And I think I actually keep Basil Hawkins up for the block, just so I can block any damage coming at the Useless Kid. So I don't know if he's choosing to out counter, but he doesn't. I was right, he does block it with Law, which is totally fine by me. Totally fine by me. Because that's a blocker I don't have to deal with. I don't have anything that stops blockers. So getting rid of a blocker is totally fine by me. He's down to 1 life. He does have a bigger board than I do, but with the resting ability, I have 2 blockers on board. I don't really need Bardo. He's just a nice sacrifice blocker. I have enough cards in hand to counter 1 swing. Unless he goes all out with 1, then I have blockers. So it's very, you know, it's very, yeah. It's very defensive, this deck. I kind of don't like that. As much as I like green, right? I like the way that its mechanic is setting up. Not in this way though. It's kind of cringe. I have 3 blockers on board. It's kind of lame, I'll be honest, just setting up blockers and playing defensive and going for face with lead or one big body card. Like it's kind of lame in my opinion. It kind of hurts my soul playing like this. Even though I'm a cautious player, I'm not this cautious to where I have a board full of blockers. So, yeah. 10 Dawn, 5 cards. What can he do? He's probably running a 10-drop Luffy. He's probably running another big body. Probably another Dragon, another Newgate, another Kid. Who knows? But we'll never know until we see him play the card. But, you know, me checking my watch, you know. All I can do is wait. So, yeah. Not really much to talk about. I know after this video, I'll be done with OP07. I might move on to OP08. I've already touched a little bit of decks on OP08, which is it's Kalgara and Chopper. I haven't done one with King, Marco, or Carrot yet, or Pudding. So who knows? I might move on to OP08 stuff. I might go back in time, you know, dabble in some stuff with. I might go back in time, dabble with some stuff from previous sets. But who knows? Who knows what that could be? Right here, I'm just going to message the guy. Just send in a question mark, see what's going on. You know? And then immediate text back, he says, let me think. Jeez, I was like, dude, you had that ready. That's how you know you take forever. Like, you know you take forever if you have stuff like that reply ready. Like, that didn't take, like, less than 5 seconds to respond. Yeah, I put, like, it's been, like, 5 minutes. Like, if I accumulated the amount of time it took so long during his turns, it would have been 5 minutes. And then he just tells me to leave. Like, you can't be mad at me when I'm calling you. Like, I tell him that, too. It's like, you can't be mad at your opponent when he's calling you out on the shot clock. Like, the time clock. Especially when they're playing with nothing but big bodies. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'm in the wrong, but, like, you can't be mad at your opponent when they're calling you out for stuff, when you're taking forever. The reason why time clocks exist is because of opponents like this that take forever on their turns. I get that this is just casual play, but I'm so used to, like, time clocks and playing because of Yu-Gi-Oh! That, like, hurry up. Like, your turns have a certain amount of time because of stalling and all that nonsense. So I out-counter the first swing with Bon Clay. He tries to swing 10 to 8 again. I choose to, you know, just block it with Bardo. Will he swing with the dragon? He does. He doesn't put Dawn on either. Wow. Which is perfectly fine. I have a 2K counter in my hand. Right there. 10K, easy. Now what will he do? What will he do? What will he do? If he does have the 10 drop Kaido, I can rest his leader. Because 10 drop Kaido lets you KO everything on board. But since I have Basil Hawkins, he can't be removed by play. He KOs my Doflamingo instead of my kid. I don't know why. He should have went for the kid so he could swing, but he didn't. So I don't understand. So I draw into another Basil Hawkins. There's not really a point in me summoning things out, right? My best thing is to just go for game. Right here he says, damn, that's tough, GG. So yeah, I just, you know, go all out as best I can. So I put a Dawn onto Bonnie, swing for 6, get some cards out of hand. I type GG back. And he leaves because he only had a counter, so let's see. Let's go back and check out his hand. So he did have a Radical Beam in hand, but he didn't have Dawn up. And like I said, you're either running the 10-drop Luffy, Kid, and Edward Newgate, Whitebeard. Those are the 3 most common ones you'll see in Red Purple Luffy. He ran Dragon, that's a new one. But like I said, Red Purple Luffy plays the exact same way as every other Red Purple Luffy. You're seeing this guy right here, the 10-drop, the Whitebeard, and the Kid. Those are the 3 main big bodies you'll see in Red Purple Luffy. He was also running the Shanks, interesting. But he didn't have enough out counter because he had no Dawn up for Radical Beam. He only had 1K to out counter the 6K swing. He only had 2K to out counter the 7K swing, and I just put the rest of my Dawn onto Kid and swing with that. So I won no matter what. That was the Jewelry Bonnie game. I don't want to keep talking on more to make this video any longer. 20-minute recording because of how long this guy took. GG's anyway, my guy. Sorry if it seemed like salt to you, but like, dude, you take so long on your turns. Even though Red Purple Luffy plays the exact same way as every other one. I don't know. I just I don't know what else to say. Like, I don't want to ramble on anymore. That's gonna be it for this Julie Bonner video. I've finally covered everything from OP07. Yeah, that'll be for this video, and I'll see you whenever I make next.